I got up and all of a sudden realized, my God, it's late, nobody woke me up, and it was already almost 8 o'clock. And I was asked to come in the morning, what's the breakfast time, So I ran. I was staying right in front of Baba's door, that outside door. There's Naja's room. Arnavaz wasn't in Mehrabad. Arnavaz Katie, they were still in Bombay. Katie used to work with the Japanese embassy, and Arnavaz, and they used to come regularly, being Baba's outside Mandi. But that time, so I shared the room with Naja. Naja was one room thing, Nehru was in that room, side room. And Rano Rano was in back room. Only that many ladies were there. And so I stayed with Naja, and I got up, so Naja's bed is already made, she's gone. So I ran, quickly washed myself and went to dining room. And there where I saw a beautiful scene, Baba was already seated on his head of the dining table, looking so beautiful, freshly washed hair, and looking very, radiant, exactly. And there's this Mira had put this babe on him because it's the breakfast time. And that was Sadra Matil. I remember there was beautiful, like a wave tied on his back, like that thing. She's standing next to Baba's left side here. And so that scene was like mother and child. It was really that scene. And Mihra's looking down, saying, Baba, please have some more, eat. Baba said, no, and he's looking up. He said, I can't, But if she was a Baba darling, just wanted more spoon, just like a mother. And then she said, Baba, 1 spoon for me. And Baba said, okay, he will be very close and said, okay. Then he will have, we could see that beautiful, pure love there, just like mother and child, And so he had 1 or 2 sips more, and then he says like that, up looking like, I can't have any more, and rubbing his tummy. Baba Sumira said, okay, Baba. It was beautiful white bowl with a very watery type of a breakfast, like a gruel or something like porridge, but very thin, watery, because Baba couldn't digest much at that time. And then Mihra and I think Mani, or you're missing India. You want to go with me? And then Baba went to his room. He wouldn't sit that long. Meanwhile, while we were talking, and Baba's asking questions about everyone. Did he sleep well? Did he eat well? Very easy gestures were there and like that. And then around 10:30, we'll go to the Mandli hall, so get ready, and Mani, you come, and Dr. Bahar, you come. Then because everybody wasn't invited to this, was going to be a meeting about wedding. So Mani and Mihra helped Baba, because Baba, couldn't walk himself because his leg problem and all, and they took him. And then Mihra, that leftover, that porridge of his, she gave it to us all in our bowls a little bit, so that was like a prasad from Baba. And now, in the Mandli hall around 10 o'clock, then our third time I saw Baba, he looked like a businessman, completely all dressed up, wearing his coat. And up till now he was in sadras and simple this thing, long sadras, still like a gown, this thing. But now he's wearing coat and all that, and the proper slippers are on, and hairs are tied up in back, and he's in Mandli hall. He was carried there in that chair, that Baba's 4 poles are there to him. And I go there, and he's like a businessman. He just needed a briefcase, otherwise he's a sick old man till dinner today. So when I went there, I was asked to come for that meeting too. So that you've been to the Mandli hall, most of you. So there's Baba's chair in that corner. Like there's an entrance from here and entrance from there, and so Baba's chair in this side. And I came from here and I sat down. There was no carpets and all that. It was very simple, very thin mats were in line, and other side from like Baba sitting in this position, and that side, like he's not Irish, but some man Mandli from outside. I didn't even know they were all invited, like Sharosh and Vilu, Meherji Karkaria, Nariman was there, then Arnavas came with him too, Nariman, and Adi Senior, And who else was there, you know, like the whole, you know, and a couple of Mani member I think was sitting there, Amrit standing there, and Mani to take notes and all that. Mani standing next to Baba. And my father was there doing that thing. Dara's father is not there. Dara's father came, had a talk and gone back to England that time. So, so I was the only one sitting on the carpet in the corner like that and looking at Baba and listening. You know, Baba's saying, they were making a list of of guests, how many people will be, first which day should be. So they decided 22nd of December will be engagement, which is Mehra's birthday. And 23rd, that reminds me, Sue's birthday today.
Oh.
And then second day will be, 23rd will be the wedding. So these 2 days Baba arranged. And then guest list, then how many guests will be called. Who, and the Vilo and Shores were asked to do the catering. And this one was, you know, everybody was given, like Arnava should bring the cakes and extra things which you don't get in Ahmednagar from Bombay and all that. And then all of a sudden I'm sitting there, I noticed the Vilu and Shores are arguing about something in front of Baba. Okay, now it's your turn. He heard this argument from Mani many a time.
Yeah, I'm still nowhere on the scene. I'm still back in England, but a week later on, I hear my auntie narrate the story in Monday Hall. She says this is arrangements for the wedding. So when it came to some refreshments after the weddings, Baba turns to Vilu and says, Vilu, what do you suggest we should serve for something for people to eat? So Vilu says, Baba, as you know, we have a very limited budget, so we can't do a very lavish lunch. So I suggest we do something very simple. We serve some snacky type of food. That meant samosas, bhajias, potato wafers, chura, sandwiches. So she rattled off all this, and Baba seemed to be happy with what she suggested. And then Baba says, okay, and what about something, refreshing drinks? Of course, no question of alcohol, but so Vilu says, well, again, Baba, since we don't have much money, I suggest that we buy a bottle of concentrated orange squash, and out of that we can make many glasses, and it will be very economical. So Sarosh could take it no more. So he says, what? You're talking as if it's a children's birthday party here. This is a wedding. And most people, when they come to a wedding, they walk away afterwards talking about, the food. Yeah. So, especially about Parsis, that's. So she says, no, how could you serve orange squash? At the least, it has to be Coca-Cola.
Those days was a big deal.
It was a big deal in those days,
And expensive.
Yeah. So, of course, Vilu says, we can't afford Coca-Cola, and so, the only solution is orange squash. So, and then of course she tells Sarosh, why are you interfering? Baba's asking me, not you, so you keep quiet.
Baba sitting and smiling.
And before too long, they get into quite a heated argument. Coca-Cola orange, Coca-Cola orange. This is how Mani Auntie would describe it, and of course she was so animated when she'd do this. So Baba let this go for a little while, and then he claps, and of course both their attentions turn back to him. So he turns to Vilu and says, Vilu, what is the problem? So Vilu says, Baba, I'm just being practical, since we don't have much money. I think, the best solution is to serve Coca-Cola as for drinks. I'm sorry, orange squash for drink. So then Baba turns to Sarosh and says, Sarosh, what do you think is wrong with what Velu said? Sarosh says, no, Baba, but this is a wedding, and of course, orange squash is like you serve for a children's birthday party. So, I said, we'll somehow manage to serve Coca-Cola. I think it's people would enjoy drinking Coca-Cola rather than orange squash. So Baba says, okay, you're both right in a way. So why don't we compromise and look how simply and in such a practical manner Baba solves this problem. So we'll serve half the drinks orange squash and half the drinks Coca-Cola. Everything seems to be sorted out, but not as far as Velu was concerned. So after a little while, he again interrupts Baba and says, but Baba, I just thought of there's going to be a problem. So Baba says, oh, what's that problem, Velu? So of course, Velu being Velu says, Baba, everybody will drink the Coca-Cola, nobody will touch the orange squash. So again, look at Baba, how easily and simply solves the problem. He said, yes, you're right, Velu. Of course everybody will drink the Coca-Cola, but once the Coca-Cola is finished, they have to drink the orange squash. So that's that, yeah. So to that detail, Baba took that much interest in arranging, yeah. So then, that's it, as far as this part is concerned.
So then,
Fast
the meeting
forward.
was over and all that, and so I'm sitting in the corner by myself, and we grew up, my father made us, as I said earlier, to stand in front of Baba's picture every Sunday. We'll get up, and do our Parvatigar prayers and repentance prayers. Things like we did it because he wanted us, and the way he used to tell us about Baba always felt good. Then those stories he'll bring from whenever he was with Baba. So I'm sitting there. Dara is nowhere in scene. Dara is in England. His mandli is helping him to decide the food, drinks, the guest list, timing, this, that, other. And Baba decided the day. And nobody even asked me anything, or I was just sitting there, like not being there. So I said, okay, I've been doing his prayers to the photographs for all my life, till that night. And now he's sitting there, nobody's looking at me, nobody's talking, because Baba's face was more like that, and I'm sitting in the corner. So I said, but then I couldn't do like this, or then I'm sitting on the floor, couldn't fold my hand and things. I said, I'll just do it. And couldn't look at his face all the time, so I was looking at Baba's feet, and his feet would always kind of move, so was his hands. So I started looking at his hands and feet, and I said, I'll do my little prayer there. So I did, we used to pray in Hindi, so I did my, the prayers and things like that. And Baba is busy, talking, and this thing is going on, Coca-Cola and all that. And I didn't even, my lips didn't even move, it was in my mind and inside like that. And when I finished, I saw Baba standing and did like that, and then again talking, yes, what you were saying, I think. So I said, did it really happen or I imagined? I asked later on Mani, I said, Mani, auntie, when Baba was talking to you guys and giving instructions and all that, did Baba do like this to me with his left hand? She said, no, I didn't see. So I asked my father later on. I said, father must have, father said, no, I didn't see Baba's doing that. But believe me, I saw that. Yeah, so anyway, so the wedding talk, it was completed that day, whole this thing, and so Baba knew that I'm only 17 and he can't get married in 17, so that's why it was, November is my birthday and December, I would have been 18. So December was the month, 1 month after my birthday was the date was chosen. And then Baba called, I stayed for several days there, and that was my like finishing school, like coming from, I came from a very small, simple family from Dehradun. We are from the village, we are farmers. And even though Dehradun had very good schools, our education was good, but
In Hindi.
Hindi and not, like not
Not
Western
dialect.
word or knowing much about. Even the Baba lovers used to come, and even Vilo insurers came when I was 14, visited us, had meals with us. Narawala family was there. Even Rick Chapman came, when I was 14, 15, and stayed when he was in Ahmedabad in school and stayed, came over to us. So was seen, but our life was very different than what I was going to face after marriage with Dara. So Meherazad, the ladies started grooming me. One day I remember near the sink and brushing my teeth. She said, "No, I'm ready to brush your teeth." I never use fork and knives before dinner because the Indian families we either eat with our hands, or if anything liquidy, soupy, we use spoons. So spoons are the main thing. We had father used to eat his papaya or fruit with a fork because he used to visit Irani families, and also he knew that part. But so they taught me properly how the British hold their fork and left hand and knife, and then how we cut and how we, not like American with a fork, and all these things, and how to dress up, how to wear proper sari. And how to use makeup, which ladies never use makeup, Mandi ladies, but they knew I'm going to England and, there I shouldn't, so I said, Mehra, no, I'm not, because, she said, no, okay, what about perfume, or what about this? And so they gave me all these things, my first introduction to all that, and then they sent me, and then Baba asked, every day we visit Baba, so now there was time to go home. So, but go home via Bombay, go first Bombay and do your wedding shopping there. Baba had told my family not to spend even 1 rupee on me. Even my train journey Baba would pay, and it will come from the Meherazad. And so whole wedding for my side of these expenses were from there. So Baba said, you go to Bombay and Arnavas will help you to buy the wedding sari and other things, so other clothes and things like that. So the day we were leaving, my father and myself, we were in Baba's room. So Baba said, Amrit, you're going to buy wedding saris? Yes, Baba. Which color? What are you going to buy? So all of a sudden, first time I started thinking, so I said, Baba, I'm from a Hindu background and we wear bright red and pinks and things like that. Red color with the gold or silver work on that. So Baba did Baba every time when he will think or something, he will hold his chin and, like thinking. Then he's saying, but the Parsis and Iranis, they wear white, and the Western world, they all wear white. And so why don't we mix these white and red and you wear pink? And he did with his 2 hands like that. So look at that, even, always thinking about his, what to, so if we mix that color, you wear pink. So that's what when I went to Bombay and Arnavas, Abovi, couple of other Baba lovers, they came along. We did shopping, and Mehra told Arnavas in the message that Amrit should be taken to see English film because we never would. So Arnavas, Nariman, Katie, couple of other Baba lovers, they came all dressed up. In those days for the movies too, you dress up, and I was asked to wear some evening clothes and all, and we all go to a movie, and this is the movie called How to Kill Your Wife. I said, okay, Baba. I don't think Baba said this, but these people, that must be the latest one. So we decided. So anyway, I go now.
Just as well, he didn't
No,
say
exactly.
Yeah. So before, and one more thing happened before I was leaving Meherazad, and that came in September. This is almost October now. So before leaving, Baba looked at me and says, "You're going home. So now you're going to get married in December in a few months' time. So look after yourself." And then he said, "You're a little fat." Because that's why when the Dara's photos came, they were like a full or half. Mine was sent only this much to Dara. He might have said it, no.
Just a passport-sized photograph of her. They didn't want me to see the rest in I was disappointed. So that's why I told her to lose weight.
Really chubby. You only if like a nice, healthy, big person. So Baba looks at me and says, You go home, reduce, otherwise you look older than Dara. You know, somehow maybe my face looked more mature because of the better health. And so you do that. So that was one instruction was given to me anyway. I go home, out via Bombay, did my shopping, left the shopping bag there because it has to all come back to Mirazad for Mira's approval. And so I go to Dehradun and told my family that December is planned. And after wedding, we'll be in Mirazad with Baba and I think for 10-12 days more. And then I have to go to England, dinner with Dara. All family, all those cousins, and oh my God, then you're gonna go away, when are you gonna come back? You won't get this there, eat this and eat that. So, by the time we were asked to be there around 10th of December, like 12 days before wedding.
You were, right?
I was, yeah. Dara came later. So when I came 10th of December, I was at home. My beloved Baba is there, my Manli is there, so not that different excitement now. But coming to Mirazad, main excitement was we'll be able to see Baba. So I came running when we reached Mirazad and it was time to visit Baba. I went to Baba's room and how much you know, you traveled and are you tired, you should take good rest and things like that going on. All of a sudden again I saw that frown of Baba, that used to frighten the hell out of me. This frown and look, what happened? He put on more weight. So all of a sudden I started feeling sick. I coughed and I sneezed and Baba said, go ahead, with the thing, come, see what's the matter with her. He'll do his hand like that. Come and see. Go ahead comes. Baba, she got a fever. I think she caught something in the train and all that. Oh, she can't stay with her Naja because Mehra goes there and ladies Mandi will get sick. Give her the outside room there next to how we used to stay that which become a TV room now. It's next to the Mandi hall. So ask how to move out of that place and give Amrit that place so nobody catches her cold and flu and all that. And he was always concerned about Mehra.
Yeah.
Very particular. So for not listening to Baba, I was kind of punishment, which so I was there for till 22nd of December, living in only like 200 feet away from Baba. I couldn't see Baba. I had this high fever all the time and I was very sick. Even Sharosh and other people said to Baba, Amrit is, it's almost 10 days, she's not getting well and her fever is not going down and she's not eating anything and what to do? Should we postpone the wedding? Baba said, no, I have no time. And of course, Baba dropped his body 1 month, 7 days after this day. 31st of January, said no. Baba said, it has to be that she'll be all right. So what, so 22nd was the engagement day and early morning Dr. Gohar comes and tells my mother. Now my mother came this time, wedding time only mother, father and myself and rest of the family was coming one day before the wedding. So now, and they were supposed to stay somewhere else, only 3 of us were staying in Mirazad. And so Gohar comes, he said, let's wake her up and ask her to have a shower and then I had no idea. I didn't even see my engagement saree, I only saw wedding saree and what they're going to put on. Anyway, I had my little shower in one room and then I was taken to Mehra's room and there they had this beautiful darker pink for engagement, a very light pink for the wedding. The wedding saree I had chosen, but I didn't see. And some jewelry and some this and some that and I'm completely like a puppet there, it's like, and they're all doing, and Dara's cousin, Rustam Sarab, you must imagine, their sister Gulnar, their elder sister, she was there to help Mehra Mani to help me to wear saris and do my hair and all that. And so when I was already in Mehra's room, Baba's room, just next room, and then I was taken to, after 12 days, to see Baba. When I came to Baba, my tears came out, and Baba, I'm not feeling well, and I said, no, look at you, stand up. So good. 12 days of starvation diet for 12 days. And I was this size, maybe even smaller than that. And so Baba was saying, no, no, no.
You look
Beautiful.
well.
I said, no, Baba, I'm not well. No, everything is okay. You're fine. Don't worry. And it's like, and then, so it's our engagement day. We haven't met yet. It's at 22nd. So then I was asked to come to Mihra's porch. To my horror, there's Dara standing there. This young man is standing there, whom I'd not been introduced to. And right in front of veranda of Mihra's thing, there's an open space. They cleared up all the pots and flowers and put lines of chairs. There's some trees under the trees from Mihra and all that. And then way further there, even though Mihra was introduced to Men Monthly almost a year ago from distance, but she was still not, the men supposed to not come front of her as yet. Baba was preparing her, and that was the wedding day later on. These Men Monthly passed by Mihra and did Jai Baba to her. So, and because Baba knew he'll be dropped, he won't be there physically, and the whole world will come there. Mihra could greet them all. Anyway, so I was sent to veranda and Dara. Now you want to say what happened when I came?
Well, I guess so. Till now, as I say, I was still in England, and Baba instructed the family and me to arrive at Mirazad on the 21st. So that's when he arrived. That was a day when I was supposed to see Amrit before the engagement day. But since she was unwell, they thought it wouldn't be fair on her for me to see her in that state. Anyway, so the next day was the engagement. I was staying at Vilu's, so Baba instructed me to come to Mirazad from Vilu's and be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I arrived there first before Amrit came out of the room and was escorted onto that veranda. I, of course, was taken through all these people that was already assembled there and made to sit in one of the two chairs that had been placed on the veranda, which acted like a stage. So I sat there feeling totally horrified at this scene. I mean, all these people sitting in front, watching. Most of them, at that time of my life, I didn't even know who they were. In any case, it mattered little because very shortly after that, Amrit came out, and then Baba was informed that we're there. So he was wheeled out of his room and brought to the veranda. And of course, as soon as Baba came on everything changed. I mean, all our focus was on him, including Amrit and mine. We hardly even looked at each other. Actually, when Amrit was first escorted out of the room where she had been taken to get dressed, when she was brought and introduced to me, this is the first time we set eyes on each other. I had no idea what to do, whether to shake her by the hand and say, nice to meet you, yeah, anyway, I must have said something like hello or whatever, and we just
I don't remember.
Yeah, we just sat in our respective chairs until Baba came out, and then of course we all stood up to greet him, and
then Erich introduced us both to the visitors. There were almost 200 or 150 guests were there. Yeah, and then it was Mihra's birthday, so first we all sang happy birthday to Mihra, and then we greeted Baba to garlanded him, and Baba was holding our engagement. I didn't even know arrangements from both of us. We have no idea what will be the next. So Baba, we picked up the rings from his hand, and we exchanged a ring, and then we sat there for a little while, and some sing-songs were there. Hila's sister Naju, they both sisters had beautiful singing voices, and so Naju was asked to sing, then she
That
came
was the
on.
last time Naju sang
Sang
for
for
Baba.
Baba, yes,
Last
yeah.
time.
And couple of other, even Rustam Saraf sang Hole in the Bucket, they were standing there. And Baba was, it was beautiful, and everybody was laughing, greeting Baba. Baba's eyesight was so good, even though, as I said, month and few days later he dropped his body. You will see somebody standing right near the blue bus, near that. He will say, call him, and then he will come. How are you? How's your wife? How's your son? He used to always be sick, now he's okay. And like that, and people would come in front of him, greet him and things. Anyway, after a short while, we didn't even salute each other. I was not well.
No, but wait, the main event on that day, the 22nd, was Mera's birthday.
Right.
I mean, and of course a birthday cake had been brought for that occasion, which of course Mera and Baba cut together, and then Baba was taken back into his room, but he instructed Mera to stand on the veranda and told all the people gathered there,
Men, women.
women, to file by and wish Mera. So,
Happy birthday
happy
that day.
birthday. Yeah, it was the
And
first
it was
time.
like
Yeah,
10, 15 feet away from her. She was on that her veranda.
as Amrit said, Baba was preparing her
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
role she had to play after Baba dropped the body. So, yeah, and then yes, then of course.
Yeah, I wasn't even there for that too, when all this line
Yeah.
came. Because I was well, so I was already sent back to my room because tomorrow is the wedding, big day. So I didn't realize what happened that time, but yeah.
So they whisked her off to rest again into the room, and as I say, most of the crowd there, I didn't know who they were, but I then spotted Rustam and Sora, who of course I
Oh,
had grown up with, so I just made a beeline for them, and you know how it is with them. Before you know it, we're still very soon telling jokes and laughing and just having fun. Well, after a little while, I feel this tap on my shoulder, and I turn around, and it's Annawaz. She came up to me and asked me, or instructed me, whichever to say, and saying, wouldn't you like to get to know Amrit?
you already engaged?
Yeah, so you're already here. So I said, okay, Arnavaz. So of course she takes me by my hand and leads me to the room where Amrit is resting. So as we enter, Amrit's on the bed, and she just sits up, and then Nawaz tells me, you just sit there by her bedside and just get to know each other. So, and then leaves. So here I am. Having very little, what shall I say, very little feeling of what am I going to say to her, because I knew that, Amrit is different from any other girls that I might have met and dated in England before this. So, plus my Hindi was very rustic at the time, and I knew Amrit also didn't speak much English. So of
It's
course.
so beautiful, you got married, we didn't argue for a long time.
So of course, what do the good British talk about? The weather. So it was a beautiful sunny day outside.
She used to say, Oh, and I said, what? And then I'm like, nice weather out there. You may go now.
Exactly. She must have thought this, what am I marrying here, this mad Englishman or whatever. So of course, I just felt uncomfortable and I left. I got out, you know, just as I turned the corner, to my amazement, Annawaz was still standing there. So she says, well, what happened? I said, nothing much, Annawaz. It seems like, you know, nothing much we have to say to each other. So then she said, come on, come on. And of course she takes me back into the room and then sits there for a good hour, breaking the ice between us, getting us to feel comfortable with each other.
They had like three-way conversation then.
You know, as it happened, of course, we got married and then the courtship began after the marriage. Totally different.
So anyway, next day we got married and the same thing happened, very similar to Baba. We were all asked early in the morning. And first we went to Vilu Villa for signing, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, Baba, of course, being very practical, he knew that there also had to be a legal side to this wedding.
Yes.
Even though God is residing over the wedding,
Yes.
still doesn't make it legal. So he had Saroj bring a registrar to the house, so we could have a registered, legally registered document, legal. So since we were to be at Merazad at 9 o'clock, Sarosh managed to pull the registrar out of his bed at 8 in the morning and bring him to the house.
Yeah.
And we both signed the registrar, you know, became legally married, and then we went to Merazad for the...
Yeah, and Baba did both engagement and wedding very early morning. By 11 it was over. The party could go on maybe for another hour or so, but everything was in the morning. So we'd come back there and same thing like engagement. Again I was taken to Mera's room, different pink, light pink sari was, and all, you know, cheerful color, and everybody's dressed up, looking beautiful. Mera, Mani, Naja, Baher, Rana, Nehru, all of them. And we were, again, same thing, Dara was there already, then I come there, and then last Baba was brought front of all these audience, I mean, the guests. And then same thing happened, this time Arnavaz placed rings in Baba's and wedding bands, and we picked up from our thing, then an exchange. Then cake was brought, which Arnavaz again brought her from Bombay. Arnavaz did most of the then all these things for Mirazad, whenever any occasions and things she would provide. And this beautiful cake comes front of Baba, so Baba touched the knife too when Dara and myself we were cutting cake. And the cake was brought very close to him, and three of us did. And then we garlanded Baba. And Baba said, garland each other. We were not arranging this marriage, we didn't even know what we have to do and things, so there were no garlands for us to. So Baba said, pick up 2 garlands for my feet. People were giving us, we were giving Baba, there were lots of flowers with the garlands for them. So Baba said, pick up 2 for my feet. So picked up 2 garlands from his feet and we garlanded each other. And then more sing songs and this, that, other. But as Dara would start to say about practical Baba, we were married, but it's not that I have to go with Dara now because I'm his wife. We didn't even really know each other. So Baba kept me back in Merazad. Dara stayed with his aunt, that Vilu and Sharosh, and he would come every day. Baba would invite him to Merazad, and we'll sit there. He'll send us to Seclusion Hill one day. Second day he'll give us car with his driver, his car to go take us to his relations were there in Ahmednagar, other Parsi family. Go and visit them. Then he sent us to Pune, then one day with the family to Aurangabad. So it was like a gradually it gave enough time for us to become friends, to know each other, and then what else? Then our visits to Baba's room. You want to tell those different occasions when we visit Baba, what he would tell us? Do we have time or
Yeah. Yeah.
Go to 10 more minutes.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, continuing with the marriage sort of, Baba, to say, would ask me to come from Vilus to visit him at Mirzad, and Amrit was already there. So, and then invite us to be with him in his room. This is in the morning. So on one such occasion when we were with Baba, Baba turns to us and says, I will bless you with a son, a boy, and name him Merwan. So he spells it out, M-E-H-E-R-W-A-N. And then after a little while, he says, no, I'll bless you with 2 boys. My warehouse is full of souls waiting to take birth. So, 2 boys. As I keep saying, it's a good thing he didn't say half a dozen. Otherwise we would be in deep trouble.
I'll tell you something interesting before Baba said this.
What?
So one day we were in Baba's room, Baba asked us, do you love each other? Because he feels embarrassed telling it. So in front of Baba, it's just like 4 or 5 days after, so you don't say no, then I saw automatically, then I kind of know, I say yes, So Baba said, love each other, kiss. So, and Baba is telling me something, how embarrassed you are, you have to, so I went and gave him a peck on the cheek, he came and did. So Baba said, 2 people in love and that's how they kiss. So he made us kiss and he lips on the but it was like kissing, but more like a little peck and thing like that. Then he said about that, I'll bless you with 2 boys. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and then
And then maybe in the evening we'll tell nice almost at afternoon. So we'll finish the little
but
stories
just,
a day.
just one final thing concerning this right girl that Baba told me had already picked out for me. Again, one of the days we were with Baba in his room, he turns to me, and as Amrit narrated earlier on, Baba was in Dehradun, staying very close to where Amrit's family home is, in the village there. This is a period during the new life, and this is when her father first came into Baba's contact. Anyway, Amrit was just a baby, 4 or 5 months old, and when Baba come to visit them, so her mother brought Amrit and placed her on Baba's lap to get his blessing. So Baba turns to me and says, you know, Dara, when I was at Amrit's home during the new life, her mother brought her and placed her on my lap to have my blessings. That's the time I chose her to be your wife.
Johnny Mary! Yes. Okay, dear Baba.
Thank you so
You said your father was in prison.
Yeah.
Can you explain them why? Because they
Yeah, he
might
was
think
a revolutionary in the British, he wanted British out of India.
Yes.
And now she married a man who lived in Britain, and now I got a British passport. It's good thing he was promoted, not married.
No, he was a thief.
No.
Because everybody hasn't read about it. They think they won't do it.
Maybe in different occasions.
It's only
maybe,
politics.
tell it,
For politics he was in prison.